Hey there gamers, DreamcastGuy here, and I just finished watching the new State of Play, and I gotta admit that it was very funny watching this live because the chat, the internet, social media was saying this is the worst State of Play of all time. It's terrible. Every game's a flop, filler, garbage, but it ended with a banger. It started and ended with a banger. So I'm going to talk about the games that I thought looked good. We're going to skip the fact that for some reason PlayStation spent, I don't even know how many minutes talking about limited edition controllers and PlayStation Plus and saying, hey, we're coming out with speakers, which I don't care about. Let's talk about the games that look good. But we have to start with Wolverine. Let's get into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day. And if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Oh my god, I'm so dang happy. So I was actually laughing because before it actually started, I saw this Twitter post. Somebody said, if PlayStation doesn't show Wolverine today, I fear what the timeline will look like. And I think it's fun. This is for a good point. Insomniac has been, in a lot of ways, very much carrying the PlayStation 5. I mean, think about it. It's crazy to actually consider the fact that Insomniac has put out more first-party games than any other first-party studio. They've done Ratchet & Clank. They've done the Spider-Man games. They're just constantly doing stuff. So I knew that when they were in charge of Wolverine, it would be good, of course. What I didn't expect is how comic accurate this looks. Honestly, this gameplay looks fantastic. I think a lot of people were a bit afraid that it would just be Spider-Man combat with claws, right? I mean, I think that's a fair complaint. That's a fair fear. Whereas it's visceral, it's gory, it's nuts, and they showed a lot of other X-Men. I saw Mystique in the trailer. I saw hints of other X-Men, which means that maybe they're going to do a whole ensemble. Maybe they are leading up to an actual Avengers, an Insomniac's Avengers eventually, which would be absolutely amazing. But I gotta say that what I enjoyed the trailer the most, besides just how fun that combat looked, is the fact that it looked like we saw young Logan, current day Logan, and we also saw like a cowboy hat. So I think this is going to be like X-Men Origins Wolverine, where we're going to see like his whole lifespan or 150 years of his life of carnage and craziness. And honestly, that to me is extremely exciting. Now, from there, let's talk about the first game that showed, Saros. This is by, obviously, the people that did Returnal, Housemarque. And I gotta say that I'm in a weird spot where this does not look as different as I was hoping. I'm a big Housemarque fan. I love Housemarque a lot. I've played even games you guys don't know about, like Matterfall. I've played literally every game they ever did. But this just looks like Returnal 2, which I don't even mean as an insult, but the whole dashing, the whole system, the permanent upgrades in this roguelike planet, it's so Returnalish. I almost kind of wish they just called it Returnal 2. I'm almost more curious to see this because it looks like it plays identical to Returnal. Again, as a complimentary way, that bullet hell chaotic craziness of it, that to me looks fantastic. But it almost makes me want to see even more of it to see why isn't this just called Returnal 2? Why specifically does it need to have a new name, right? God dang, this looks good. This is actually coming out in March of 2026. I cannot wait to play it. Next up, this is a very strange one. So this is by the people, I guess I should say, by the studio that made Disco Elysium. All the people that actually wrote, directed, cared about Disco Elysium left the company. So this is a game that looks like Disco Elysium 2, but it's really not. This new trailer for it, though, it's very much trying to be Disco Elysium 2, even though it definitely seems like it's missing that soul of it. But I'm curious. I know this is just like a shell of the former company, but I like Disco Elysium so much. I'm curious about what Zero Paradise actually turns into. Now, next up, this had to be the biggest surprise for me of a game that I just never thought would actually come back. Deus Ex Remastered. I mean, Deus Ex is such a classic franchise. It's one of the earliest, like, super hardcore RPGs, a game that you could play right or wrong. You could brick a save file. You could choose bad talents or bad builds and end up screwing yourself. And I like that. I think it is a game that's interesting. Honestly, how difficult it is back in the day. They're completely remastering it, and honestly, it looks absolutely fantastic. This is a remake. It's funny the amount of games now that they call a remaster when actually it's a remake. But next up, they showed Battlefield 6 single player. I know I've said this in other videos, but I think that truly this is the year where we see Call of Duty miss a step. I think that, honestly, the hype around Battlefield 6, I put 30 hours into that beta, even the first weekend. It was so freaking fun. I kind of forgot the fact that Battlefield 6 isn't just multiplayer, that it's actually going to have a single player as well. Maybe I'm wrong, but I do think there is a good chance this outsells Call of Duty. This year at least, I think Call of Duty is actually going to sell less than this game. I mean, it's hard to tell. Normies buy bad games, but I still feel like, God, the hype around Battlefield 6, especially with the single player looking so good, man, I am so excited for it. Next up, another Xbox game coming to PS5. Not a big shock. A lot of people have been leaking this, but here it actually is. Microsoft Flight Sim coming to PS5 on December 8th. What the heck? This is a game I feel like I don't really care about. I've never really been a flight sim guy. I mean, I could literally play it right now on my Xbox, but I'm not going to plug that bad boy in just for this. But it is still interesting that it's making that leap. Literally every single Xbox game, no matter how important, no matter how big, no matter how popular, everything is coming to PS5. I'm curious how this is going to look. I mean, it looks good on Xbox Series X, but I'm curious how much better it's going to look on the PS5 Pro, right? Neo 3. Yes. Big, huge thumbs up for me. They also showed a bunch of like random stuff in between this, like Code Vein 2, a remaster of Dynasty Warriors 3. I'll be honest, I'm skipping over those because, come on, I'm much more excited about Neo 3. I like Neo 1. I loved Neo 2. I feel like this is one of those games that, even when I'm bad at it, I appreciate how bad it's butchering me. Also, it's just such a different mythology. I don't see Chinese mythology very much, right? I dig it. Okay, Let It Die. I played a lot of this when it originally came out. It's a PvP PvE game. It's like a Dark Souls game where you go around attacking monsters, finding gear and stuff with these extremely weirdly dressed characters. It was very, very fun. They're doing a sequel. I have to admit that I think the first game was free to play and the microtransactions were actually fine. It was very fun and very free. I'm surprised they're actually doing a sequel. That's cool, but it is one of those things where I'm like, all right, wow, is Sony funding this? Because what the heck? Either way, I'm excited it's coming back. I would say, short and sweet of it, I thought this was a fine state of play. I do feel like about 80% of this, I'll be honest, I just didn't care about. To me, all I really cared about, the only games that I'm like now having a big countdown that I want to see more than anything else is, of course, Wolverine and Saros. Not that I'm like, PlayStation exclusive only, but those were the two that definitely in my mind are like, yes, those are the next big giant games that are going to make the beginning of 2026 and the end of 2026 extra epic. But how do you guys feel about it? Tell me your thoughts about this in the comments down below. And what games did you think were the coolest or least cool? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. This video is short and sweet because I'm actually supposed to be at a pizza party now. So I'm going to run out the door right as soon as this is done rendering. Love you very much. Eat some pizza.